Hi crafters, welcome back. Thanks for joining me today. This is Jonna with Purple Girl Crafts. Today we're going to make this tower card. Now as you can see, this tower card is a little bit different. When you open it up, you can see a backing behind it. And I'm going to turn this over so you can see I added two panels to the back. They just slide in each other when you close the card so that it doesn't extend the size of the card. This will lay flat for shipping and it measures about 7 by 4 1/4. Now as I turn this, it is a little bit thicker because I did use foam dots on the unicorn and the sentiment. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we'll need is our scoreboard. And the first pieces I'm going to show you are the pieces that are going to be glued to the top. And I cut out 12 pieces of the glitter paper, and these are 7/8 of an inch square. And then the color pieces, I just did random colors, and these are 3/4 of an inch square. And again, there's 12 of each. So 12 of the colored and then 12 of the glitter. Next, we need the base of the card. And this piece is going to be cut at 8 1/4 by 7. So we're going to do some more cuts to this, but we're going to move that to the side. We need two pieces, and these are going to be cut at 3 1/4 by 7. These are going to be for the backing. So we are done with our scoreboard for right now, so we're just going to move that out of the way. We're going to grab our trimmer, and we're going to take our base piece of our card. We're going to lay it so it is on the longer side. We're going to line that up with a 1 inch mark on the trimmer. I'm going to lift this so you can see it just a little bit better. So I've got it lined up on that 1 inch track, and we're going to start at 7 1/4, and we're going to cut down to 5 1/4. I'm holding my blade tight so that it doesn't shift just a little bit so my lines are straight. Then you're going to lift up your blade once you're done with that. You're going to slide it down to 3 inches, and then you're going to cut from 3 inch to 1 inch. Then you're going to lift your paper. You're going to move it up 1 inch. So you're going to go to the 5 inch mark on your trimmer, and you're going to do the same thing. Slide your trimmer blade to it's at 7 1/4, cut down to 5 1/4, lift your blade, go to 3 inches, cut from 3 inches to 1 inch. You're going to lift up your blade again, move it to 4 inches, and you're going to continue this all the way down. So cut from 7 1/4 to 5 1/4, lift your blade, 3 inches to 1 inch. Lift your trimmer, move it to 3 inches. Do the same thing. Move it to 2 inches. Again, cutting from 7 1/4 to 5 1/4, and then down from 3 inches to 1 inch. And then on the last cut, go ahead and just turn your paper upside down, just makes it easier. Line it back up with that 1 inch mark and do the same cut, 7 1/4 inches down to 5 1/4 inches. Lift up your blade, go down to 3 inches to 1 inch. So this is what you should have. You should have 6 cuts on each side that are 2 inches, and they're 1 inch apart. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull out the scoreboard again. And what we're going to do, and you have to be very careful when you score this because you have your cut marks. If you go too fast, you'll rip your paper. But go ahead and just cut it down at 2 inches. As you can see, mine bowed a little bit, so I'm just going to hold it tight and then just cut that at score it at 2 inches. And again at 6 1/4, and you're going right through the middle of those 2 marks. Then we are going to score every other mark, starting at 1 inch down. So you're going to score it on the 1 inch line, skip one, and then score those 2 lines together, skip, and then score again. And then you're also going to score all the way down on a 3 inch mark, then score from top to bottom on 5 1/4. And then the last one is going to be, you're going to start just connecting those 2 lines again, just where those edges meet. and that should be at the 7¼ inch marking. So this is what you should have so far. So let's go ahead and move our trimmer, and we'll take this base piece. So you can fold this any way you want, but so we're going to start just with that first center, or the full score mark that we made, and we're just going to score those. That's going to be the halfway of those cut lines. And I'm carefully just pushing these out with my bone folder. Again, I don't want to go too fast because I don't want to rip them. And then you're going to fold that next line. And that's the line that goes all the way down. So you're just going to do the same direction. So it's going to be a mountain fold. And again, just go slow so you're not ripping your paper, because if you go too fast, you might just catch it on one of those cut lines. Okay, so then you're going to flip it over and you're going to do the same thing on the other side. It doesn't matter which one you do. You just want to take all 4 score lines that you've scored from top to bottom and crease all those out. And they will all be mountain folds. So I'm going to speed this up just on this last fold just to get this piece done. Okay, so this is what you should have now. So the easiest way to fold this is just to fold it slowly and let it work itself into the folds. So you're going to take the top ones are going to be out, and you can put your finger through them as I'm doing here, or you can just push one opposite the other. And then what you slowly want to do is just kind of fold it, and it'll start to bend in on itself and it'll fold. It's just hard to get it to work when it's first folded, but just slowly push it and it'll start to fold. And then as you can see, then you can just collapse it on itself. The first side is harder to do. The second side will kind of collapse into itself already. And again, I'm just going to crease out those folds. So you should have this as your design so far. You should have 3 pieces that pop out. So again, just lift them up, do them the opposite directions, and then just kind of push them and they'll start to fold on themselves. And then you can just fold it flat, and then again, just crease those out. So that is the base of the card so far. So that's what it looks like. Pretty easy once the cuts are done. I just like the way it looks. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work on these back pieces. So when you glue these on, we're going to glue them 1 to each side. And what this will do, this will just help to put the back on the card, and then they'll slide into each other. So mine are overhanging a little bit but more than what yours will be, because I had cut mine at 3½. So I told you to cut yours at 3¼ so that you don't have the issue with it collapsing on each other. So what you're going to do on this piece is you're just going to glue this, just this one ledge, so the side of the card. And don't go too far in. You just want this just enough to hold it on, basically. So I just put glue on there, and then I'm just going to push this down. And then just secure that to the back. And as you can see, the card will just slide into itself, so it won't get in the way. And then just turn your card over and just do the other side. So again, just put glue just on that ledge. And don't worry about if your pieces pop back out. We can fix those in a second. And go ahead and just push that glue out. And then just go ahead and push the card in, and it'll collapse on itself. And again, mine has a little bit of overhang on here, so don't worry if yours doesn't, because I went ahead and cut about 1/4 inch off on mine because they were too long. So 3¼ inches is perfect for this. Okay, so next we're going to work on decorating the card front. So the pieces that we had cut first, I showed you the 12 pieces. These are just going to go on the top of the card. I'm going to put the glitter on first. They'll go on the top and the sides. And right now I'm just laying these out, just kind of deciding where I want the colors to be. I've put the glitter on the bottom. And then I'm just going to put the blue on the top the green and the yellow, and then red on the sides, and I'm just matching the colors on both sides. Grab your glue and let's glue all of these down now. Next, we're going to work on the very top of the card. So I decided I was going to put some extra paper in here, so let me give you the dimensions on these. So the glitter paper is 2 inches by 6 3/4, and then I'll put a layer on top of that. And this piece is going to be 1 3/4 by 6 1/2. And I just want to add just a little bit of extra pink color to the card. So I'm gluing on the top piece to the mat, and I'm using my beacon glue because it sticks really good to the glitter paper also. And then I'm just going to put that right in the center of this card. So I'm going to turn that, and then we'll just glue this right here. This card I think would be fun for Christmas. You could make it for just about any occasion. This is my take on it because I just wanted something different. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over and I'm just going to put glue, or just push the glue out on that bottom side. And this card you can decide which is going to be your top and your bottom before you start, putting on your final embellishments. But it stands up pretty good, and I like the way the color, just the pink, comes out of the back of it. Now for the embellishment, I have this sign that says "Have a magical day," and then I have a unicorn. So the unicorn is going to be on there, and then I cut out just a bunch of different stars in the same colors as what's on the pop-ups. And then I'm just going to glue these down. I'm going to fast forward again. I like to lay all my pieces out and then decide where I'm going to glue them. Now on the sentiment and on the unicorn, I am using pop dots. So I already have pop dots on here. And I'm just going to glue that down. Now for the sign, I did use the R Memory Keepers Printmaker. You can do all kinds of lettering on there. It's really great. If you don't have one, it's so much fun to use. And I'll make sure my unicorn is there, and I'm also going to put pop dots on him. So I'm just going to quickly put him on his feet, and then 2 just on his body. I'm not going to put any on the tail because I don't want it to stick on the card when it closes. So he's going to go there, and then I'm just going to quickly just glue just stars all the way around. Again, you can put embellishments on these. You can use, gemstones. You can use anything that you want. So I'm just going to put a couple more on here. As I finish gluing these last few pieces, I want to thank you for joining me today. It's always fun to craft along. I hope you enjoy these videos. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Until next time, happy crafting, stay safe, and see you real soon. Bye-bye.